Ladies, gentlemen, Batwomen, Batmen out there, I don't know, but either way, welcome to a new Batwoman video. And today, we're talking about the other big bad of Season 2, Black Mask, because, hey, Black Mask is a Batman villain, this is kind of Bat-related, obviously, Batwoman, and I need to talk about it, because I'm a big Batman fan, but also, there's a little bit of new information. I believe we have our first look at the other Season 2 big bad, Safiyah, and I've done a video on her before, and just her background, and I'll leave that somewhere in this video. I definitely recommend checking that out, because I go into quite a bit of that. But yeah, like, this is coming from Entertainment Weekly, and I just thought, Black Mask in a Batwoman TV show, the one that I really wasn't a fan of in Season 1, and I'm willing to see how this Sunday goes, and I will be reviewing Episode 1, probably Episode 2, because, like, why not? Even if I'm not keen on Episode 1, I want to still give my opinion and see if it can somehow magically win me over with Episode 2. But trust me, I'm going into it as a Season 1.2, a new start. Hopefully I can enjoy it, because even though I'm not completely on board with the kind of formulaic approach to network TV anymore, 22 episodes long, I still am ride or die with shows like The Flash. I still get enjoyment out of them, and hopefully I can still get that with Batwoman and Javicia Leslie's new iteration. So let's see how this goes, especially with a new villain, Black Mask, who is, I really, really like Black Mask, and that is also potentially dangerous, because if they do Black Mask not so great, then that's gotta rub me up the wrong way even more. So, reading directly from the Entertainment Weekly article, I'll leave that linked in the top pinned comment, which is, by the way, where I link everything. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, join my Discord server, it's all there. Safiyah isn't the only big bad in Batwoman Season 2. Entertainment Weekly has learned that Black Mask, the notoriously ruthless Gotham City crime boss who recently appeared in Birds of Prey, will be a major villain in Season 2. His menacing presence was first teased in the superhero drama's official Season 2 synopsis, which revealed that the False Face Society, Black Mask's gang, in the pages of DC Comics, quote-unquote, tightens its grip on Gotham, distributing a perilous new drug known as Snakebite in the new episodes. So the showrunner Caroline Dries says, we have a couple of big bads this season. One, we teed up midway through last season, is this woman, Safiyah, and she's sort of Alice's Achilles heel, and ultimately, yes, with the False Face Society, we will see the leader of this gang as Black Mask later on in the season. The showrunner continues to say that while Ryan never used drugs, she was in a relationship where somebody was using drugs, and it's ultimately what got Ryan put away in jail. So it's this idea that Ryan is this innocent woman, and if she were white per se, she might not have had the same punishment that she, as an innocent black woman, had to go through. That's a huge piece of her backstory, so something we're exploring this year. Batwoman has this particular vendetta against the False Face Society because the idea of drugs permeating the city and nobody taking any responsibility for it strikes at her core. So I'll get onto the Safiyah stuff in just a second. As for Black Mask, like, honestly, it's still a very good villain to have for any Bat family member who's watching over Gotham City, whether that's not even Batman, but Batwoman. So, am I excited for this? No, I'm not going to say that, because I know better to say that, but I am very interested to see how they will adapt this character. I am worried if the CW is just going to kind of potentially do a disservice to him, but we're gonna have to wait and see, because whilst I say that, they do have very good characters like Alice. Like, Rachel Skarsten, I will always sing her praises, because she's fantastic. She really is. She's like the one of the only good things about Batwoman for me. And as I said, she's heavily involved with the Safiyah storyline this season. And this is what makes me a little bit more hopeful for Batwoman Season 2, is because the setup that they have at the minute, it is quite interesting. So you have a new Batwoman, and as much as I'm not looking forward to the newbie approach to it, like, she's a new person, so we have to go through the ropes again of what Kate Kane did. It basically is like a Season 1, first 10 episodes feel to it, if you know what I mean. They need to, feel out everything, get used to the suit. Hopefully they gloss over that kind of quickly. But her first season seems pretty promising. You have Black Mask, who will probably appear himself more in the back half, and the Faceless Gang will be more set up in the first half. But you have Safiyah, who will be, I think, it's kind of like the Flash's formula. The Flash, with what Eric Wallace has now done, the graphic novel approach. It feels like they're kind of doing something like that. So you have Safiyah as well. She can manipulate Alice, and I'll get onto that in a second. So it feels like they have quite a robust, like, for all intents and purposes, I'm not saying it will be great, but they have the building blocks for, and I can't deny this, a fairly solid season if they execute it quite well. Because I'm very interested to see what Safiyah's revenge is actually all about. Like, what is her actual game, and how does that tie into Javicia? Obviously, she's protecting the city, so I think she's just gonna have to get caught up in whatever Safiyah's planning to do. But then you have this kind of slightly more personal villain, with him going around the city in the ways that Black Mask does, and now with this new drug, Snakebite, it goes very much so against what she stands for, and strikes her in a personal way, because she's been freaking thrown in jail before because of her drug-related things. So yeah, that for all intents and purposes is good, but do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, just because on paper Black Mask is coming to Batwoman Season 2. That sounds promising, yes, but we also have to wait for the execution. So, apprehensive to say the least, but hopeful, I suppose, to see how it's done. But let's have a look at Safiyah. Entertainment Weekly at the end say, as mentioned above, Season 2's other big bad is Safiyah, the formidable ruler of the island of Coriana, who has a complicated past with Alice. Now, having both of these villains in the mix allows the show to tackle two classic types of Bat-themed stories, while Black Mask and the False Face Society bring the gritty street-level action. Guys, Ra's al Ghul, like Foe, delivers the heightened comic book spectacle, and that's kind of what I was saying. Like I was saying, for all intents and purposes, on paper, this season does sound pretty solid, given, hopefully, the execution. They have like a, I guess, Batwoman's Ra's al Ghul, you could say, to Batman's Ra's al Ghul coming into the show with Safiyah, and then you have Roman Sionis' Black Mask as well, which, you know, I'm interested in seeing, and yeah, like here we have our first look at Safiyah in the show. I'm guessing that is actually on set, or should I say of where she's actually from, which is the island of Coriana. But as I said, I've gone over Safiyah quite a lot before, but if you're not up to date on who she is and what you can expect to see from her in the showrunner has said that she's a person that Alice is terrified of. Like, she's the big bad, at least from Alice's point of view, because she's the one who knows how Alice's mind works and is able to manipulate her. Now, in the comics, she has kind of like a romance with Kate Kane, and then it kind of goes wrong. That's how that kind of story develops, so to speak. So I was thinking maybe it would be kind of interesting to see if they're going to try and adapt that romance, but onto Javicia Leslie's Ryan Wilder, but maybe not, because it kind of is hard to nail down exactly what they're doing here with her. Because really, what is Safiyah up to? Because in Season 1, they did have some setups, and she was trying to basically kill Batwoman. Because if you remember, she hired the rifle to penetrate the Batsuit, and then we had Juliana Pennyworth approach Safiyah, offering her Lucius Fox's journal if she just promised to not try and kill Batwoman anymore. But it's like, why was she actually trying to assassinate Kate Kane? And then I was thinking, oh, maybe Kate Kane did have a past with Safiyah, and she was going after her in Batwoman Season 1. And not only that, as I said, with the huge Batwoman Season 2 synopsis, here's a snippet from it. So it says, quote-unquote, Bruce Wayne, because we know it's not Bruce Wayne, finds his way home to wreak havoc, but then Safiyah surfaces with plans for revenge, and a new set of villains descend on the city. So that revenge could be referring to whatever past or potential past Kate Kane had with her, but it could just be about the fact that Alice is terrified of Safiyah, and maybe since Alice is now residing in Gotham City, Safiyah wants revenge on Alice, and I guess that's going to affect the city, which leads Ryan Wilder to step up as Batwoman to defend it and get in the crosshairs of Safiyah. And Safiya's like, well, if you're not going to get in out of my way, I don't know, that sounds basic as heck. I'm not saying that is the plot. It's just I'm trying to piece together what her revenge really is about, and the fact that she can very easily manipulate Alice, as the showrunner said, because she knows how her mind works. They have a history. So what is the revenge all about? Why was she trying to kill Kate Kane in Season 1? What was the deal with that? I don't know, but all I can say here is that I'm interested. I'm going to be watching. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. With that said and done, are you looking forward to this? On paper, do you agree with me that the premise of this season is dynamic and kind of interesting, and the False Face Society as well as Safiyah, and then the fact that we've got a new Batwoman, Javicia Leslie, whose take could be 10 times better than Ruby Rose's. We're gonna have to wait and see, but that is the video, guys, so I hope you enjoyed it. It was just a little update. Batwoman does come back this Sunday, so my review will be up Monday for Season 2, Episode 1. Check out the links in the top pinned comment to follow me on Twitter, to join my Discord server, and if you want to support the channel even further with things that I upload, if you like them, you can check out the join button and the Patreon page. I would really appreciate that, but thank you so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you, Bat Family, in the next video. Goodbye.